back at the park, but I'm at the smaller lake this time. I'm back here for two reasons. One reason is this lake shuts over winter for a little period of time, so I want to jump on here and have a quick go. Really enjoyed my time on here before. And the second reason is there's still a good handful of old carp. I mean, when I say old, they're 50 plus years old. I still want to give it a go, get a few more of them. I caught a few of them, but there's some real nice ones still left in here, and one in particular I've got my eyes on, so hopefully I'll catch it this time. Still 20 acres, or just under 20 acres, but it's not tiny. There's a little bit of current on the water, but I'm hoping you can see a lot of still water over there. Got them birds in the tree over there as well. I'm hoping I'll be able to, if there's any carp action going on, I'll be able to see it. So I've got here early enough to have a good walk round. I've got a little bit of intel of where the carp have been hanging out on here from the eyes and the ears of the lake. Henry, shout out to Henry. So I've got a few areas that I definitely want to check, but I'm going to walk around the whole lake. I see a little bit fizzing out in the middle there. And also on the subject of Henry, big shout out to Henry's mate, who will remain nameless, mainly because I don't know what his name is, but he's been giving me some really valuable feedback. So this video's to you. We're not going to have any drum and bass in this one. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of you out there who have got an opinion on what type of music you like and that. So if we can do a little survey, just put a simple yes or no in the comments as to whether you like the drum and bass or not. Obviously this isn't the be all and end all, but it's just a nice little survey to do, because it'd be nice to know what you guys want to listen to. So maybe majority don't like drum and bass. I mean, I'm of the age where grew up with it. I'm sure a lot of you are, but it doesn't mean you enjoy it. And yeah, it'd be nice just to, I want to improve the videos, make them as good as I can, and appeal to, try and put out there what people are going to like. So yeah, it'd be great if you can add a yes or no to drum and bass. Little show there. I don't think it was a carp. There's an obvious snag tree over there with all the birds on there. But you'd have to have your rods out in the water, and overnight rushing in the waders, it's not the one really for snag fishing on that. Daytime, yeah, maybe, but wouldn't want to do it night time. Until autumn's coming, got the chestnuts on the ground. So this is the swim that's got the snag tree in. I've done a video in here, I actually blanked, but yeah, snag tree's just round to the left, so you'd have to have your rods right out there and ready with your waders on to jump in, and yeah, it's a nice swim. Can't see anything happening out there at the moment. I'll just move along to the next swim and have a look in that. I'm just going to go around the whole lake having a good look. So this is the next swim down. This guy fishes this regular. Just going to stand here for a little while. Got quite a good view out there of this sort of area. I mean, the reeds out there are an obvious area, but it's a long old chuck over there. I'm sure there's always fish in there. This is the actual bivvy area, so it's quite cosy, tucked away. There's a dog fence there, so you can put that up along here, stop the dogs entering. Just heard something there, I think it might have been a bird. Yeah, it's a bird. This next swim along, this is where I've spent the most time in this swim. It's where I had red letter session back in April. Loved my time on here, really good. Had some nice fish. Had a couple of, 2 or 3 of the older ones, well maybe 4 of the older ones. The 2 bigger commons, I believe, out of this lake. Yeah, love this one. I might opt for this swim just because I know it, but only worst case scenario if I don't see any signs of fish anywhere else. The beauty of this, you can have your rods so you can reach them without getting in the water, just about, so. Obviously I'm spending longer in the swims than you're seeing on the video looking for signs of fish. It's not like I'm just walking in there and then turn around and walking back out again, but you don't be just see me standing here for like 20 minutes, half an hour or whatever I'm standing in likely areas. So again, you've got the reeds out there, obviously always going to be carp hanging around reeds, but I think that's a fair old chuck. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably 28-30 wraps I think, which I haven't got 12-foot rods on me, I've only got 10 foot, so there's no chance of that. Alright, no signs of anything in here. I've always fancied this swim, but never given it a go. Another one nicely tucked away. I think there's only one entrance in, I think. Yeah, only one main entrance. I mean, dogs could get through here, but nice heavy bivvy there backing onto the path sort of thing. Let's see what's happening here. Bit of weed, Canadian in the margin there. Might be a good sign. Find some weed, fishing that. Got a feeling if I see fish feeding, it's going to be in or around the weed areas. So only weed here when I fished here last, which was good. About 6 months ago now, so nothing obvious in here. Massive old oak tree there. All the acorns are dropping at the moment. Now this is a social swim, so there's this swim here and one next to it. I'm quite interested in having a go in these. I think they're quite productive, or can be. Again, reeds over the other side, but again, a long chuck. So that's one swim there, and another swim on this side down here. These gates are on combination locks, which we've got the code for. Got a good view of the lake from here as well. Yeah, I've always fancied having a go in here. It's nice and tucked away. This is where your bivvy goes, round this corner here. Just in there. More weed in the margins. I'm going to sit down, have a little sit down in this swim, or the one next to it actually. Spend some good time in here, see what I can see. Yes, perfect conditions out there for seeing any signs of bubbling and movement. How peaceful it is when the aeroplanes aren't going across. I do like this lake. I love the other one as well. But so have a choice of two different lakes with different outlooks, different scenery, and that's brilliant. Different sunrises and sunset areas. I think one of the beauties of this swim is the fact that if you cast from here, you can give it a full pelter without danger of hitting any trees and without having to get in the water. That might set the 12 footers up at some point. Try and wang them out a bit further, see what I can find over there. Looks good over there. All that bank there is no fishing. There used to be a swim just over there that you could fish, but it's been closed off now. Well, I've seen nothing so far out there. Pop along to the one next door. I'll spend a bit of time here. I'll speak to you in a bit. Apart from the margins, this has got a pretty good view of a lot of the lake. See the far margins, see the middles of the lake. More or less, you can't see right up the end there. But I don't think I'd be interested in fishing right at the far end anyway, but might jump in here for a change. It's toss up. I'll see what I can see down the other end, and that it's a toss up between trying a new swim and having a lead around, disturbance on an overnighter, or whether I go back to the swim that I've had success in. I know what the distance is out, I know the areas, I know the spots, so I can get them out more or less no fuss at all, and hope that the fish are in the area. Again, it'll be a bit of hoping, so. Scarlet H has left her water bottle there. If anyone watching knows Scarlet H, can we get her water bottle back to her? Just going to show you something quite novel. So, tucked in the woods behind certain swims on this lake and the other one are these compost toilets. I'm not going to show you inside because who wants to see inside a compost toilet, but yeah, quite handy to have around. Plenty of ventilation in there, so. This is a lovely little swim. This is where I did my first ever night on this lake. That's where it all began, on this lake, so got a little bivvy area down there. Not much of a view. I did sea fish on my first visit over there on the far margin. Wish I'd had the camera on then. A kingfisher just literally flew around this corner up to go into this tree, saw me and sort of just flew off like that. Would have been great to have that on camera. Alright, time's getting on, so I'll move on to the next swim. 2 swans over there. I've got to remember about the swans, they can be very friendly, shall we say. This here, I believe, is a swim. And this is probably a little bit open to the public for my liking. But I suppose in the winter months when the park's less busy, but you do have a great view of that there. So might be worth it at some point as it comes into like deeper into autumn and winter. Get a good view, see if you can work out where they are. That's a deeper end down there, so might be worth a night in here. I'm not sure how many nights or how many weeks I've got left till it shuts for a while, but movement down there, that looks suspiciously like a carp. Yeah, I think if I was considering doing a bit of a campaign on here, I'm not, I'm just doing a flying visit as such, but I would definitely do a night in here. Definitely. You can see so much of it. You can see right down this margin, which is a great view. All the way, yeah, I don't need to tell you where you can see it, but you can see loads of the lake. I'd definitely do a night here, definitely. If I was planning on doing a bit of time on here. I will do. Again, but not at this time because I've got a few other places I want to get my teeth into for winter. Amazing place though. I think you'd learn a lot, learn an awful lot from doing a night in this swim. I don't think many people fish it either. Alright, it's a fair old distance between the previous swim and the next one, but this is where we're heading down to the shallows. And an old tree there. So you've got all these nooks and crannies that are tucked in the rhodie bushes where the fish, I imagine, will cruise along the edge of them. I'll show you from the other side. It looks good from the other side. Areas like this. Now this, I believe, is the last swim on this side. This is shallow water. Go up the bridge in a minute. Have a look out from there, probably be able to see a bit better. But and then the other swims, I think there's 3 swims along there. Go around there and have a look. Spend a bit of time here as well. I'm sure there's going to be fish down this end, that's for sure. I've shown you this view before on one of the previous videos. There's definitely a fair bit of weed around. I can see weed down here, so make sure I have a good feel around wherever I'm fishing. Make sure I'm not, I don't mean I'm fishing by the way, but make sure I'm not tangled up in it. Water's pretty murky, I can't see a lot to be fair. There's water coming in though. On the other side is just a sort of ornamental type pond that feeds into this. Loads of little carp in here, I've seen them. There you go. Down there. Couple of carp. Small, £3. Hopefully it's picking it up. If not, I'll zoom in on the edit. Lovely little ones, but you wouldn't want to fish a lake full of them. Probably be up all night. There's a pump house there. Not ideal coming through in shorts. There you go, there's a swim. Swim free. secluded. The sun's shining down here. I'm sure there's plenty of carp down this end in the shallows with the sun out. Yeah. I've showed you this one before, I think, as well. Obviously waders are needed. Beautiful spot for an evening. And that's that overhang I showed you from the other side. Looks prime for sticking a rod. Next one along. There doesn't seem to be anyone on the lake tonight anyway. Place to myself. Apparently there's a few on over the weekend. Mushrooms are starting to come out. Won't eat that one. Beautiful, look. If you had to bivvy up here though, you wouldn't want to fall down this hill. That is a nice swim. Lovely. The swans have definitely clocked me, so they'll be paying me a visit later, that's for sure. See no signs at the moment. I'm going to take it. There's a little bit of bubbling there, but I don't think that's carp. I'm going to take another walk round after I've been to the last swim here, but I won't obviously put it on camera because it'd just be showing you the same thing I've shown you already, unless I see something obviously. Hello swan. Definitely a resident pair of swans, always on here. They're a cross between friendly and not so friendly, so they want to come and say hello. Obviously people must feed them, but when you go out in the water to bait up or whatever, they come like that towards you. Don't know if they'd actually do anything if you was face to face with them, but sun's going down over the trees now. Just enough room for a small bivvy here. You wouldn't have to bivvy up there. Blooming big tree that. You wouldn't want that falling on you, would you? Yeah, I'm not sure about you lot, but as we come into windier times, I'm always aware of the trees going above me. A bit paranoid about that. Especially in this place with some real old trees. Yeah, there's definitely bubbling going on there, but they're little tiny ones. Don't seem to be moving either, it's probably just gas on the bottom. Alright, last swim. No, that was the last swim. This one's closed off now, so try and work out where it was. Would have had a nice view of the lake from this one, I reckon. It would have been down here. Yeah, I assume it was down there somewhere. Maybe where them little saplings are growing, so that would have been a nice one, definitely. Right, I'm going to go for another walk round. A few particular swims I want to have another look at, and then I'll see you back at wherever I've settled. Almost halfway around my second lap. Still no clues, still nothing to go on. Sun's going down, I think got about an hour before it starts getting dark. So finish off the second lap, that'll be more or less 2 hours walking around looking, and then yeah, don't know, not sure yet, maybe it'll come to me. Speak to me swims, speak to me. Not going to be long before the nights are drawing in and I haven't got this time to look. after finishing work, which is why I've got at least 2 lakes that I know, areas, spots and that, which I can jump on. But I've got the gravel pits in mind to do a bit in winter as well. Shame this is shut, because I think it would be a great winter water. It's amazing how fast time goes by, isn't it? Just walking around staring at water. Time's running out now, so decisions. Well, it's either gonna be the swim I did my first ever night in, not seen anything in there, or the one where I did a lot of time in April. Got a few reasons. One reason is the double social swim I know recently has been fished recently, which means there could be a chance that the fish have had enough of seeing bait in that swim. The other swim that's been fished recently, I know, and has had a bit of bait put out in, is the swim that I said the guy fishes quite regularly, with the sort of look out to the water with the posts there and that, and a big sort of view out, not of the whole lake, but a big open view of out in front of you. So there's that reason. The other reason is a little nostalgic one, bring back a few good memories of April. The other reason is I know the areas that I'd like to fish in that swim, so it'll be a quick chuck out, see if there's any weed there, and then get the rods and bait out quickly as soon as time's getting on. The other reason is I caught the 2 big commons out there, and my photos were a little bit dusty. Obviously nighttime shots and that, conditions for photos weren't great, so I wouldn't mind having one of those in the net in the morning and get a daylight photo of it. But yeah, that's my reason, so I think I'm going to go for that, go in that swim. Can't say I haven't put the effort in, but I haven't seen anything to go on at all, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And go back to the van, go and get all my gear set up, get fishing. So, returning to the scene of the crime, as Henry just put it when I was chatting to him just now. No Jess with me today. Let's see if I can actually catch a fish without having Jess with me as well. It seems to be a big coincidence that every time I have Jess with me I catch, and when I don't have her, there's more chance of blanking. And I'm putting these videos out weekly at the moment. The reason being is because I've got so much footage, and I want to try and keep it fairly current to the time of year that I'm fishing, rather than sort of lagging behind on the times of year that the videos come out. I want to try and keep it current, so that's why. I'd rather do them every 2 weeks, but I'm sure I'll catch up at some point. Last time I was here, there was the guy over here on the road here on the bike with a mobile disco. I wonder if he's going to show up tonight, provide us with a bit of tunage going down. Well, when I took this walk for the first time, I really wasn't aware of how much fun I was going to have. Here I am, back again. Hopefully catching up on. Oh yeah. And the swans here already. They've worked out I'm here. Just going to pop this out. I've wrapped it up. Just want to make sure it's going to be fishing. Got this on a chod, so if there's a bit of weed there, it should be alright. Might be alright anyway. Just move. There's a bit of movement out there now, that's good. Seen a bit of action, a bit of movement out there, so I have a back lead in my pocket somewhere. There we go. Right. One rod's out anyway. 2 more to go out. Got one on its own, and then 2, as I did before, on the same spot. Let's just move these out. If I've got to go in the waders anyway, I might as well have the rod set up properly. Okay, that's the one. Sinking. Beautiful evening. Right, all rods are out, all the spots are clear, the old spots that I had from before, so that's them set up. Still got everything else to set up and tidy up and everything else, but yeah, finally the rods are out. I'm going to have to get used to sort of getting here and getting stuff done quicker. I've sort of spent 2 hours walking around the lake, which I wanted to do definitely, but I didn't really see anything anyway, so I didn't see anything at all. So like I've told you already, I've opted to go and swim, I know. Yeah, I've just bought myself a waterproof bed chair cover for the winter, like a, whatever you call it, shroud. So I'm just going to stick that on, make sure it fits, and then tidy up. Don't know if you'll be able to see that, but yeah, fits nicely. Like a glove on a foot. No, it fits well. That's good. That should see me through the winter nicely. I don't have to worry about getting all crap and getting wet. So yeah. Just having my dinner. Got M&S vegetable samosas, mozzarella and sun-dried tomatoes, and I had these like parma ham, like cheese wrapped in parma ham. It's 7:45. I still got to tidy up and everything, but yeah, it's pitch black outside. I'm just gonna sit back, chill out. I'm probably gonna watch that on YouTube, to be fair, or something like that, because yeah, just need to relax now, I suppose. Wait for a bite. I think the bite's going to be in the morning if I get one. I reckon between 6 and 8 in the morning, first light sort of thing. But hopefully I'll get one during the night as well, but can't be greedy, can you? Right, speak to you later. Well, I just had a bit of a beep, 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 beep. Kind of breamy. That was on the right hand rod. Nothing has stopped now, didn't materialise into anything, so see how it goes. Where's it gone? Dirty great beetle I just found on my leg. That's the thing it was. Where is it? Where you gone, mate?
felt it crawling. Just thought it was a little spider or something. Put my hand on it. Massive. Where are ya? Mr. Beetle. Where are ya? He's gone. He's off. How did he move so quick? Unless I trod on him by mistake.
It's 5 to 7 people's, and that's my view. Can't see anything. Well, can just about see the silhouette of the trees in the background, but no bites yet. Right, it turns out the waterproof shroud is no good as a winter cover at all. Just condensates in between bed soak now, so it sort of defeats the object of what I was using it for, or wanted to. I'm not saying it's a fault of manufacturers or anything like that, because I presume it's just a waterproof cover for the summer if you don't use your bivvy or whatever, in case it rains. But when it makes your bed wetter than not using it, and it hasn't even rained, yeah, it defeats the object a bit. Live and learn. Live and learn. 5 to 8 now. Don't think the fog's really cleared at all. Maybe a tiny bit, but I haven't had a bite yet. I'm assuming the fish just think the fog cover over the lake, it must be still night time. Must be dark underneath the water. That's why I haven't had a bite, surely. I actually spent about an hour or hour and a half awake last night, between about 2 and just gone 3. Did hear a good show. Did hear one fish show. And it wasn't a bird, it was definitely a fish. And that was over to the left sort of direction, diagonally left, so not a million miles away from where I'm fishing. I was saying about going into that swim, the big sort of middle one, where you could see most of the lake from. Well, it wouldn't have been much good with it last night and this morning. Would have been out on the path, out in the public for no reason. Bream. Just want to say quickly, obviously I've caught one bream this morning, no carp, and caught just now on the right hand rod, which is fishing the same area. I just had a couple of like breamy beeps, obviously bream playing around with a bait. Whatever lake you fish, you're going to have a problem. Well, generally you're going to have a problem, whether it be bird life diving on your baits and having to recast whenever they mess around with your baits and stuff. Yeah, you can have resetting rigs, but if you're confident enough, that's all right. But if you're not, then you're going to be recasting. Crayfish, same thing, recasting every couple of hours, checking your baits, this, that and the other. Security aspects, parking your vehicle and worrying about that all night. Wherever you fish, there's always going to be an issue. It could be tench, it could be small common carp, it could be, it could be anything. Well, the fog's finally clearing. Nothing to report from this trip. It was a little bit different this video. Just thought I'd show you, give you a bit more insight into the lake. Show you what I do about choosing a swim and the thoughts behind it and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.